Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Zuhd or Rindi. So this is a nazm that I want to talk about from Bang-e-Dra-028. So this is a long poem, so please stay with me. Zuhd and Rindi. The two words itself mean virtue and vice. Virtue and vice. So virtue is something that we have a character, a human character that we display. So this character has heights, and then this has lows as well. So the highest point, so defined by the religion. So you call it Zuhad, okay? So a person who reaches to that, the higher stages, he can be called Zahid. And then there are lowest points as well, okay? As again defined by the religion. So you call that person Rind. Rind, in other words, a person who drinks, alcohol. But the person who lives an immoral, in a religious way, immoral life. So that's Rind. So there is a dialogue, but this nazm has, this was one of the nazms that, whenever I read this or, watched on YouTube, so this will constantly bug me, in my mind. I'll think about it, so I'll think about the religion itself, my understanding of religion that was at that time. Or even about Iqbal, like who he is as a person, or about my own self, like what I am. So, this will come back to me, this poem, and I used to think about that. So, एक मौलवी साहब की सुनाता हूँ कहानी, तेजी नहीं मंजूर तबीयत की दिखानी. So, Iqbal has there is a person, and he's again Zahid, apparently he's a Zahid. And so he lives, and he's a street neighbor. So he lives in the street where Iqbal lives. And so Iqbal is sharing story of that Zahid, and he calls him Maulvi Sahab. And Iqbal says that tezi nahi manzoor tabi. I don't want to be like over smart here. Just, he's sharing a story of that person. शोहरा था बहुत आपकी सूफी मनशी का, करते थे अदब उनका आली व अदानी. So this Maulvi Saab was a famous person in that region, in that locality, in that city. He had a big fan following, and he was this Sufi-minded, spiritual kind of leader, and he was respected by everyone, those in power, those followers, all of them, they respected him equally. So he will get off his, his vehicle or Pajero or whatever, and then people were willing to put their hands, on the ground so that he can step on those hands. So he was so much respected in his locality. कहते थे कि पिन्हा है तसव्वुफ में शरीयत, जिस तरह के अल्फाज में मज़मर है मानी. So he had his own, he used to give sermons. So basically his point was that so there is this shariat, there is this set of rules that a religion has, and one has to follow those, so that's called as shariat. And then but then there is a deeper understanding, okay? So mysticism or spiritualism or something like that. Shariat is important, the outer is important, but it's just like, we have words, and those words have meanings. Meanings are contained within words, okay? Just like that, your shariat is, it has this spiritualism, in essence, it has something, in essence, and that's the mysticism or spiritualism. So in short, लबरेज में ज़ुहद से थी दिल की सराही, थी तह में कहीं दर्द ख्याल हमदानी. So this Maulvi Saab was like a cup. So this cup was filled with Zuhad. So his piety, his highest character that he displayed to others. So his cup was full of this, piety. And then Iqbal kind of taunts him that maybe deep in the cup there was some thi teh mein kahin dard khayal hamadani. So he may have like connection to the creator, a bit of that, in the cup, but mostly it was filled with his own praise and his own piety. करते थे यहाँ बयां अपनी करामात का, अपनी मंजूर थी तादाद मरीदों की बढ़ानी. So he, like, so he had a fan following, so he will deliver sermons, and so basically the purpose was to increase the fan following, to have more and more मुरीद मुद्दत से रहा करते थे हमसाए में मेरे थी रिंद से जाहिद की मुलाकात पुरानी. So Iqbal, he was a street neighbor, so he used to live in Iqbal's neighborhood. He had known Iqbal and Iqbal had known him. So Iqbal calls him Rind, the person of that immoral character. I should not say that. And Zahid ki mulaqat purani. And Zahid is that Maulvi Sahab. So they knew each other. हजरत ने मेरे एक शनासा से ये पूछा इकबाल के है कमरी ये शमशाद मानी. So one day this Maulvi Sahab, there was a common friend that they both had, Iqbal and Maulvi Sahab. So Maulvi Sahab asked this third person, a common friend, that I want to know about Iqbal. Who he's like, I don't understand him really. I know that he's good, like he is best in the poetic circles. He's very high up there. So he's a very good, he knows how to use words, but other than that, I really see, I don't know him, I see contradiction in his speech and character. But tell me, pabandi ahkam shariyat mein hai kaisa? So how is he like in following religion, in practicing religion, like the outward practice that we have to show to others? How is he? Go sher mein hai rishke kalime hamadani. Yeah, so he's very famous among the in poetic circles, and everybody knows him, his poetry. But how is he in the religious affairs? सुनता हूं कि काफर नहीं हिंदू को समझता है ऐसा अकीदा असर फलसफा दानी. I have heard the strange things about him, horrendous things about him, that he does not consider Hindus, even Hindus, as non-believers. Okay, so this can only a person who is under the influence of his who is into philosophy, okay, who is into falsafa, and he doesn't understand the religion and the the Shariat. So that person only can say this, okay. He doesn't think even Hindus kafir, nauz billah. है उसकी तबीयत में तशियो भी जरा सा तफसील अली हमने सुनी उसकी जुबानी. What's his sect, by the way? Is he a Sunni or Shia? Because he praises, or he talks about Ali, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, and Imam Hussain in his poetry, and Ahle Bayt. And is he a Shia? He gives like a Shia touch as well. समझा है कि है राग इबादात में दाखिल मकसूद है मजहब की मगर खाक उड़ानी. And he even says that the rag, the music, is part of prayers, so you can have music as part of prayers. I mean, the only purpose that have is to disregard a religion, okay, or मजहब की मगर खाक उड़ानी. Yeah. कुछ आर उसे हुस्न फरोशों से नहीं है आदत ये हमारे शुआरा की है पुरानी. And he has a soft corner for the husn frosh, those who sell their beauty, prostitutes basically. So कुछ आर से हुस्न फरोशों से नहीं है. And this is not just him, because all our poets they have this habit, okay, as if others don't have. गाना जो है शब को तो सहर को है तलावत इस रम्ज के अब तक न खुले हम पे मानी. So he sings and he enjoys his parties all night, and then he wakes up in the morning and prays namaz and Quran, and so what is that? That's a clear contradiction in his character. That's why I really don't understand what he is. लेकिन ये सुना अपने मुरीदों से है मैंने बेदाग है मानिंद सहर उसकी जवानी. But my followers tell me that he does not involve into he's a man of character. He's not like a moralless person. He has saved himself basically. मजमुआ अजदाद है इकबाल नहीं है. So in short, Iqbal is just he's a complex character, okay. दिल दफ्तर हिकमत है तबीयत खफकानी. So he has his intellect, and he thinks from intellect's point of view, His intellect has taken over his heart, and so he's a complex nature person. रिंदी से भी आगा, शरीयत से भी वाकिफ. पूछो तो जो तसव्वुफ की तो मंसूर कसानी. He knows about all the Rindi se bhi aga, Shariyat se bhi waqif. So he knows about Rindi and he knows about Shariyat. Pucho jo tasawwuf ki to Mansoor ka sani. If you ask about mysticism and spiritualism, and then he is up there, he knows that he has all the knowledge of Mansoor. उस शख्स की हम पे तो हकीकत नहीं खुलती, होगा ये किसी और ही इस्लाम का बानी. So I really don't understand Iqbal. Maybe he's the guy, that he has his own Islam, okay? So a person who does not believe on the set boundaries that are already defined in the religion, he comes up with his own ideas and thoughts. So basically he's introducing his own Islam maybe. Al-Qissa बहुत तूल दिया आवाज़ को अपने तादेर रही आपकी ये नोज़ बयानी. So Maulvi Saab, kept sermoning that guy, the common friend of Iqbal and him, Iqbal and the Maulvi Saab. इस शहर में जो बात हो उड़ जाती है सब में, मैंने भी सुनी अपनी हवा की सानी. So now Iqbal starts his own, he narrates the story. That now it's the age of WhatsApp. So if somebody, so we used to blame women before, that women, if you just tell them something, so they that means we are allowing it to go out. But nowadays everybody, all our fan followers, of Maulvi Saab, so what do? They won't see, they won't even think for a second what the statement is, but they will just put it into a loop on WhatsApp and it goes everywhere. So that's what Iqbal is saying, that I heard that conversation too. I get to know about that conversation too. एक दिन जो सरे राह मिले हजरत जाहिद, फिर छिड़ गई बातों में वही बात पुरानी. So he encountered this Maulvi Saab one day, Iqbal and the Maulvi Saab. So the discussion started, and so this conversation also came up. फरमाया शिकायत वो मोहब्बत के सबब थी, था फ़र्ज मेरा राह शरीयत की दिखानी. So the Maulvi Saab, very proudly told Iqbal that, there was nothing personal. I just wanted to, I love you, I love all my murids, and I love everybody. I love you, and my purpose was that I tell you the right path, okay? मैंने ये कहा कोई गिला मुझको नहीं है, ये आपका हक था रहे कुर्बे मकानी. Iqbal says that no, I didn't mind that. We live like we are neighbors, so it's perfectly fine if you wanted to know about me, or you said a few things about me. हम है सर तस्लीम मेरा आपके आगे, पीरी है तवाज़े के सबब मेरी जवानी. So I bow, before you. You are a respectable person, and so piri hai tawaze ke sabab meri jawani. So you can see there's a I'm just gonna add my words there. So meri jawani. So you see there's a hump there on back of my neck. So this hump I have basically because I used to bow, that's what we are told. That if you are murid, if you are a common person, so whoever is respectable, so you have to do like that. So that practice has made me this thing, in back of my neck. गर आपको मालूम नहीं मेरी हकीकत, पैदा नहीं कुछ इससे कसूर हमदानी. So if you don't know something about me, that's perfectly fine. It's normal, it's natural. And then the message starts. मैं खुद भी नहीं अपनी हकीकत का शनासा, गहरा है मेरे बहरे ख्यालात का पानी. So Maulvi Saab, the thing is that I'm struggling. I struggled and I'm struggling with my own self. I don't know my reality, and there is something strange, okay? There is something strange. I have lost people told me that you have a self, and I could not really understand what everybody is saying, that you have a personal self and there is this outer self. So one day I decided that I will dive into the sea that where I lost my personal self, okay? There is water everywhere, so I dived into. So I first learned how to dive into, how to swim. Then I dived into that water, and then I was hoping that I'll find my real self and I'll just come back into the world. But the thing is that now as I go further, contemplate, and then this gets deeper and deeper, and there is no sight of my own self. I don't find my own self anywhere. मुझको भी तमन्ना है कि इकबाल को देखूं कि उसकी जुदाई में बहुत अश्क फशानी. So I have this desire in myself too, like you had desire, Maulvi Saab, that you wanted to know more about me. So I want to know about myself too, because I really struggled with this, that I wanted to know about myself, my own reality. इकबाल भी इकबाल से आगाह नहीं है, कुछ इसमें तमस्खुर नहीं वल्ला नहीं है. So if you don't know about Iqbal, perfectly fine, okay, because Iqbal does not know about Iqbal himself, okay. And I don't swear, but this time I swear by God that this is not, I'm not making fun. Iqbal was not making fun. That's the truth, that Iqbal bhi Iqbal se aga nahi hai. So even Iqbal does not know about Iqbal. So if one day a person like me sits, like opens camera and starts talking about Iqbal, and he thinks that he knows Iqbal, okay, what would you call that person, you know? And then there is a even bigger question. So if that person knows that I know about myself, I'm all set, you know, I know who I am and don't know I'm gonna live my life. So what are you gonna call that person?